And the audio is running, and you're 100% sure the audio is running.
Yes. Right.
Right.
Go for it.
Take
You know
two.
what to do.
Mind Your Heed podcast. Take 2.
Thank you. Oh. Well, folks, this is take 2. Welcome to RTG, a life journey. We just had a lovely podcast there with no recording in the audio. Well, luckily, Lewis is a big gentleman.
Always.
Anyway, you're listening to a wee song I wrote last year, which is related to the channel and dedicated to my late wife, Sarah. And it was co-written by a friend and colleague of mine, Paul Armstrong. And yeah, I've never really used it. So
It was time to use it.
this is the first time this song's been used on the channel. Take care of yourself, be kind to someone else. One of the themes of the channel, and I remember when I started riding through grief, it was the biggest thing after losing someone for me was forgetting to look after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that sort of lyric, you know, take care of yourself, be kind to someone else. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're buggered. So anyway, we've just had a great discussion, so at least we know what we're talking about.
It was just a warm up.
So we've had our warm up, folks, but this is us getting in for real. So I want to welcome Lewis McManus here to the studio. Thanks for coming in, Lewis.
Thank you very much.
Lewis is what, in fact, he came away with a great phrase for it, a mental health survivor. And as you know, this channel's all about, well, not all about it, but it's about my life journey. But it started off originally was me trying to find a way to deal with grief. I had no idea what I was doing. My mental health was in the toilet. Didn't know what to do, so I thought maybe I'll just stand up there and make myself, you know, vulnerable and let it all out and just hope someone else will go, oh, maybe I should do that, and start a conversation, start chatting about things. And Lewis he's a young man, but has had a massive life experience in terms of mental health and has managed to make fast changes to his life, and that's why he's here today to have a chat about it. We'll go into it properly later on, but he's got a page called Mind Your Heid, which is a brilliant thing, you know, mental health, Mind Your Heid. But there's a kind of double connotation to that. We'll chat about that. So welcome to the channel, and apologies, we've wasted about 10 minutes of your time already, so here we go again.
For all the time in the world.
So we want to go back to the beginning. What your life obviously has come to this point now where you are dedicating it to helping others
As much as I
battle
can.
the demons as much as you can.
Much
You've got a unique way of doing it, which again we'll talk about as we progress with the podcast.
Mhm.
But if you could tell us a wee bit about yourself, you know, back to the beginning.
Better begin, Jesus.
Yeah. Back to your school days.
Just have been a wee boy, kicking about Glasgow. Been York Hill. Started to been moved here, there and everywhere. But just me being me, just kind of things just happened, I guess.
Yeah, good.
But yeah,
You're a physically large guy.
pretty much.
So
Yeah. Just
I know we've had a wee chat obviously off camera, and I know you were involved in rugby and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. You know, obviously your size played a big part in that. But you were telling me also off camera that you were 13-year-old. You were 6'6".
6'6" at 13, 25 and a half stone, in farms, kicking about sheep, throwing over cows.
An absolute weapon of a human being. Then
Absolute monsters. Yeah, loving it. Absolutely loving it. Honestly, I could wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the farm for an hour, come back, go to school, absolutely stinking of farm, and finishing school and just going, yep, I'm not going to do my homework. Screw the homework. I'm going back to the farm. Sitting out till stupid o'clock in the morning again.
obviously something you love doing though.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But
Brilliant.
just things happen, I guess.
Yeah, before we started recording, we were chatting about things, and Lewis was telling us that his rugby was a great way of getting rid of a lot of anger that you were carrying with you. And that's something he said that you've kind of been born with. It's just part of you, who you are, your personality.
Yeah.
And obviously, with you being such a big fella, the last thing you want to do is lash out at other people.
Yeah, as usual. That's what my mum and dad kept saying to me, never raise your hands, you're such a big boy, you don't know your own strength.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, you're pretty you're pretty on the point there.
So rugby's perfect.
Rugby was perfect. Was perfect. I wish I could have still played. Like I said to you, I could have played for Scotland, but things happened. Too many injuries. Couldn't play with one eye. I was like,
Aye, so tell us about your injury. So this happened during a scrum on the field?
Yeah, I was on a ruck. I was putting my head down, and some guy just came, put his head out the ruck, and went straight for me. Nose bluttered, cheekbone gone. Wow. Absolutely dazed off, lying on the floor, didn't know where I was, and got picked up and put in a medic room and where we were playing. And yeah.
And because of this, you've lost your sight, your left eye?
Totally gone. I can get a Michael Bisbin. You might have seen Michael Bisbin. He has a cup over his eye. It's very, very unique, and it kind of brings out the width and the length in your eye, so it looks identical.
Oh, okay.
But it's something I've been interested in.
Right, okay.
But it's a lot of money. But I'm just like, I'd rather be me.
Yeah.
I'd just be living with
exactly who you are. Yeah.
I've done enough to myself. Like, I don't need to do anything else.
But scars, you know, I mean, if you can call that a scar, it's something that's happened in your life, and you're not afraid to show it, and that's something to be commended and respected.
No.
On the rugby field, I can imagine that you commanded a decent amount of respect, considering your size and your build.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I was the one just gave me the ball. I'm like, I'm just gonna run through. I'm not going to care about this guy. I'm going to care about that guy behind me. I'm just going to run straight through him. And I just had about 4 or 5 guys on me, put them to the ground. My dad always said to me, "Stand up. Don't ever show them your heart. Stand up." And I've always put that with life. It's like, never show anybody your heart. Stand up.
Aye.
Show, like, through my own mental health, I was going. When I said stand up, I'm like, nah.
That determination to.
I think that kind of chilled me down the last 10 years. I think I battled for 10 years. I just totally gave up. I was like, I'm done. Tried to do myself so many times, ODing, drugs, alcohol, trying to stand in front of a train, underground, jumping over a bridge. It's like, jeez, I am done. Just like crying myself to sleep, screaming myself to sleep. Couldn't look in the mirror. It's like, don't look at myself.
So basically, mental health has plagued your life. It's
made me better and stronger now. If I could go back 10 years and say to myself, don't worry, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Going to be okay. But that is something so big as well. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
You mentioned addiction, things like that. So you did drugs and alcohol. I take it was a whole, basically everything.
It was kind of a blocker. It wasn't addiction. It was more like anytime I had a drink, I always needed something else. Right. I needed that extra high. I needed this chase. And I was I was in the wrong groups. I was working on nightlife in Glasgow.
Yeah.
So I was meeting the wrong people, introducing the wrong things, and seeing the wrong things here and there and there.
Yeah.
And mum and dad told me, if you see anything, just turn your head. That's not a part of you. Yeah. But then I started turning my head, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I was starting to go to house parties till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then meeting different people, and I was just, I think it was part of my bad time. I was just finding a different way to block out everything in here, and finding something just to keep me away from everything here, and just trying everything. I didn't care what it was.
Your injury, you received that when you were a teenager, didn't you? Would you say that over the years, I mean, that would have stopped you playing rugby? Yeah. Probably stopped you from doing quite a lot of things.
A lot,
and as a big physical bloke like yourself, that's a big takeaway from your life, isn't it?
Hugely.
So I mean, would that have played a big part in your mental health decline, perhaps?
I think it did a wee bit. I'm still trying to understand it myself, my own therapist. Yeah. Which put me onto what I'm doing now. But I think it did knock me a wee bit with my glasses. I said to you before, I had minus 13 glasses. Yeah. I was in school with like minus 13. Like my pupils were like peas, like pinpoints, and like people just like bullying for 16 years. And I was like,
that's a lot to deal with.
I was like, I'm just done. And my sister was bullied as well, and I was like I'm done. I'm generally done. Mum's always said, you never raise your hands because you're such a big boy. And I was like, yeah, okay. I put my hands in my pockets, and people were like, yep, keep going. And I was like, yep, that's fine. Keep going. Keep doing it to me. I don't care. Right. I can take it. But the same as like an eggshell. You can hold an eggshell, but if you crush an eggshell, it's going to break. Yeah, of course. I think that was me 10 years ago. I was just like, yep, I'm done.
You just basically had enough.
Had enough. I just seen myself and was like, nah. As soon as I woke up, I was like, nah, don't know what to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to go take drugs. What I'm going to do? I'm going to jump off that bridge. I figured, like, scheduled where I'm going to die, how I'm going to die. I was like, nah. I said to you before, I work for a big shopping centre. I'm not going to say a name because I don't bad name people, bad name companies. But I worked for a big shopping centre near here.
Yep.
And I firstly came out to them as well, and my mum. I firstly came out and said, I have mental health. I need help. I've tried to kill myself so many times. I need help. They were like, yep, okay, cool. What do you want us to do?
Really?
Literally, nothing.
I'm an employer? That's
No,
shocking.
own employer. I said to them three of them, four of them, and one manager came to work and was like, it's going to be okay. And he hugged me and I was like, wow.
Didn't expect
I
that.
didn't expect that for a minute. But 3-4-year-old managers all said, yep, man, what do you want us to do?
Did they provide you any help at all?
No.
I mean, did they refer you to anybody? Or
Not one. And I said to my mum, I was like, I need help. I seriously, I phoned mum, she lives in Spain, so I was going 3,000 miles away on a phone call going, Mum, I need help. I'm done. I'm done with my life. I've tried to do myself so many times, I am done. And she was like, we're going to find you help. We're going to find you help. And it was also my niece, who was born 2 years ago in July 25th, and I think she saved my life. I genuinely think she saved my life. Just seeing this beautiful wee girl come to this life, and I was like, I'm going to watch you grow up. I want to watch you grow up.
that's inspiring.
Yeah.
I can imagine that when you were feeling at your worst, there must have been an awful lot of helplessness, feeling
Oh,
that you
majorly.
weren't in control of your own situation. So
Majorly.
the birth of your niece, did that give you something to give you more direction in your life then?
Majorly. Even she was born in Inverness, and whilst I was there, I thought about doing myself again. I was like, I'm just going to walk in the North Sea. Didn't care. Didn't give a fuck. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to walk in the North Sea. Mum sleeping, my sister's boyfriend sleeping. I'm just going to walk out the door. I'm done. But when I actually seen her walking out his life, I was like, yep, I'm going to watch you grow up.
Was it just like a flip of a switch?
Total flip.
Seeing this new life.
Seeing this new life. My mum, up there as well, phoned one of her own friends who introduced me to my own therapist now, who again saved my life. I sat down with her, I just screamed at her, shouted at her, cried to her, everything, absolutely everything, just blattered on. She sat there and it's like, and I've never done that. I couldn't. I just thought someone going to therapy is so. I couldn't do it. I couldn't think about anything going. 10 years ago, I couldn't sit and talk to you. No, but nah, I put my head down, hoodie up.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. But being able to talk to someone now is unbelievable. It's totally unbelievable. And being with showing me and my guys come to me every day, every week, and going, Lewis, I'm bad. It's like, mate, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a coffee, mate. What's going on?
Yeah.
Just talk to me. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I've been there. Talk to me. What's going on? Instead of up here, let's get it out. Let's walk. Let's talk. Let's get it out here. Instead of keeping it in here.
Yep.
Don't keep it in here.
Yep.
Let's get it out.
Get it out.
Get it out. Get it away. Don't keep it in here. Don't keep it in here. Get it out.
We had a mental health group, and I forgot about these guys. A brilliant
No
group
substitute
of
men's
guys. No substitute men's group.
Yes.
Suicide
amazing.
prevention group. Yeah.
Amazing group.
And they're local to us as well, obviously.
Mhm.
And 3 of them were in having a chat with us, and it was brilliant listening to them. In fact, we're going to get them back in at some point just to see progress and how things are going. The likes of we'll do with yourself, obviously, if you're up for that. It's good to
Absolutely.
see, kind of keep track of people's
Everything.
progress and what's happened and what's changed after 6 months, for example.
Absolutely.
Suicide's obviously often seen as a taboo subject, and I think being able to talk about it, Charlotte and I have spoke about it.
Mm.
I mean, coming from very different circumstances, I thought about it because I'd lost what I thought was my life. My wife, my world was ended. I was financially buggered, and I just didn't want to live. I didn't want to go on, and didn't want to face the future.
Yeah.
And I had planned it. Stupidly. I had a big bottle of morphine, and I was planning to just go to bed one night and drink it, and that would have been it. But I had so many things I needed to do. It's like, no, I'll do it another night. And then Charlotte out of the blue came back in contact with me. We knew each other 20 odd years ago. We were in a nearly situation. It's a long story, but I'm sure, we'll talk about that sometime. And then out of the blue, I get this message, I think, in late August last year, just to see, how things are going. Hello, stranger type of thing. And when I told her what had happened, she was a bit like,
Oh, shit.
What did I do? Yeah.
I had actually sent him the message and he didn't get to read it until...
Well, the night Sarah died.
Yeah. And obviously I had no idea because I hadn't
we
been
didn't keep in
touch with
contact.
him.
No.
And I did not know how to handle that at all. And I went quiet for quite a while,
Till
didn't
the
I?
end of August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just didn't know how to even talk to someone about something as big as that. But imagine that you in your... Actually, we're getting into that now, but you mentioned your guys. We maybe need to explain more of that before we go any further. What do you mean by your guys?
It's just guys that have come message me. Just message me going, I need help. That's all. Sometimes I need to hear it. It's like, I need help. I need someone to talk to. It's like, just come talk to me. Let's go walk. Let's go talk to somebody. Let's go talk anywhere you want to. I will come to you. Or should I've said to them, I will come to wherever you need. Yeah. You feel safe. I won't come talk to you if I think you're under influence.
Yeah.
If I think you are influence of drugs, alcohol, or I think you're going to harm yourself.
Well, they have to be clear-headed.
You need to be clear-headed, and you need to want to change. You need the desire to change. You need to change. You want to be better and get a better life. And I will, through every bone, every piece in me, I will help you anywhere, shape and form. I will come and I will help you.
You'll make it happen.
I will make it happen.
It was you mentioning that made me think about Charlotte, because it was Charlotte that did that for me. Charlotte was my confidant. She was the person I spoke to, and she listened to me for months after months. I was in video calls, bawling in my bed, bawling my eyes out in a mess. And Charlotte's the one that made me realise that life, I had to get my finger out my arse and go on with my life, and
for a living.
And talked me out of this. Is how we obviously grew together. But that's exactly how I got into that subject, because what you said before that was that that ability to talk to someone and kind of get it off your chest.
Just get it off. As we get it as guys, it's like if someone says, "Oh, man up,"
I've heard that a million times.
I've heard that so many times. If I put a post up in somewhere of me connected on Praise the Crowd, and someone said, "Oh, man up." Mate, you're a fucking pussy, man up. It's like, nah.
Well, that's exactly why I started the channel, because there's a perception out there that men aren't allowed to grieve or openly show emotions. It's like, come on,
we're guys, we're going.
Aye. And I was lost. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm struggling, and I thought I'm going to start. So this is why we're here today, because of what my reasons was to say, look, stop being arseholes, stop sucking it in, come and talk. Let's start this. And that's how we met Gordon. Gordon lost his wife a month before Sarah died, and that's exactly how we connected and we become best friends. And it's all through this shared, shared grief on our part, but mental health comes in all forms. Grief's part of mental health. It's mental health's just a big umbrella, isn't it, really, for many different things. PTSD, I was, my occupational health department diagnosed me with PTSD. Sarah had a particularly difficult passing, and I basically sat with her for an hour and a half holding her hand, and I was utterly traumatised by it all. Didn't realise I was having problems until it was pointed out to me, you're an absolute mess.
Yep.
Or certain little things have happened and I've completely lost the plot. Which I'm not going to get into, but it's not good.
No.
But the fact that you, having been through what you've been through, and you've openly talked about your want to kill yourself, which is a difficult thing to talk about, and I appreciate you being so open about it.
Yeah.
You said that it was your niece that was born, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this was the sort of flip that changed your ways of thinking.
Yeah.
That was the catalyst to your change in your life, would you say?
I think actually saying to my mum, I need help. Just firstly coming out and going...
Openly admitting it.
Openly, coming out and going, I need help, enough's enough. I've tried to kill myself. I want help. I want to live. And seeing this beautiful niece coming out, will come into this life. from my sister and having her past traumas and everything else, and she's an absolute survivor. She's an absolute warrior. Everything she's done, that's her business. But seeing from her coming through everything she's done, and bringing my niece into this beautiful life, like that was just like, I want to watch you grow up and go to mum's like, I need help. I want to live. I'm sick of feeling this low. I'm sick of waking up in the morning and looking at myself in the mirror and going, you're fucking minging. State of you.
Can you tell me what sort of form that help took? What was your first step? How did you go from admitting that you were struggling with life to actually getting help? How did that happen?
I don't even know. Like, I literally just phoned my mum up. She lived in Spain, and I was phoning my mum and was like, I need help. I'm not enough, and I need help. And she knew I was going through problems, and she'd seen my post going dark and deadly, and I was like, and phoning her and going, I need help. I physically need help. I need someone to talk to, or I'm done. I'm done with this life. Like, I just needed something.
That person was your therapist?
That person was my therapist.
Oh, okay.
As people said, like, I'm probably one of the only guys that I know have actually been to therapy, and I just said, put forward, I'm going to therapy. And I said to everybody, I'm going to therapy, and it's changed my life, and it's unbelievable.
I was against it. Initially, I had this notion that I don't know, I'm not going to talk to some stranger. They don't know anything about me or my life. Or why would I want to do that? And I got talked into it. I think you helped kind of talk me into it, didn't you? I went to group therapy. It was all people that had been in my position, and there was 6 of us, I think. We're all still friends. We've got a wee WhatsApp group. We called ourselves the Therapy Shadows to start with, but we've changed it to Angel Friends. And we've all become friends through the mutual. But I was there for 3 months, and it wasn't what I had perceived as therapy. I'd sit in front of you and talk to you. Obviously, that does exist, and I did get that as well, which we'll get into in a wee sec. It was more about talking about the process of grief, the mental health things, dispelling all the myths and all the bollocks that everybody thinks they know out there. They think they can tell you, oh, I know what's wrong with you, and I'm going to tell you how to fix yourself. You don't talk shite. Stuff. Aye. And then I had a therapist through occupational health at work. And lucky enough, I work for local government, and there's a lot of support there for this type of thing. And my employer's been amazing. She was a proper therapist. I had regular conversations with her, and she's the one that kind of said, I had a lot of problems with Charlotte and I, if that's the wrong way to put it.
You were struggling.
I was struggling with the reality of falling for someone when I was still grieving for my lost wife.
Charlotte's your guardian angel.
Yes.
She came at the right time.
And she basically said that chances like this really don't often come in life, and if you don't grab it with both arms, you're an idiot.
Absolutely.
Is what she told me.
Absolutely.
And I thought, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to turn around and say, oh no, it's a bit soon, And her exact words were, who puts a timeline on grief, on any type of mental health, on recovery? There's no such thing as a timeline. Recovery can be your entire life. You could have mental health problems for the minute you're old enough to know what mental health problems are until you die, and you just deal with them, like what you're doing now.
Yeah. But grief's just life.
It's part of life, unfortunately.
I just said there's no timeline. It's okay. It's okay to grieve.
Your way of dealing with people, though, is very different, and it's something that intrigues me, which I want to talk about.
Okay.
When I say dealing with people, that's maybe the wrong way to put it. Your way of helping people. You actually do walking groups, don't you?
Yeah, just one-on-one. I'm not doing. I don't want to do.
It's not a group itself. It's just one-on-one.
I don't want to do groups yet.
Right. Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
Everybody's got traumas. Like we all have different traumas.
Yes,
everybody's different.
Yep. And
I don't want to have somebody who's got one trauma and another person who's got another trauma. Yep. And put them together.
Makes perfect
sense.
sense.
Don't know what the group dynamics are going to be like.
Yeah,
so.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't put.
No, that's understandable. That's why our group worked, because we were all there for the same reasons.
Exactly. I will do it. Like, I don't want to put a Rottweiler or a Chihuahua.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that doesn't go. But I'd rather take like one of my guys I talk to him every 3 times a week, 4 times a week, just to be checking. So, how you doing? How's things? How's the family?
Yeah.
And he's like, right, let's go walk. Right. Let's forget the family. Let's focus on you instead of focusing on everything else that's going on. Let's focus on you because you are the man. Let's focus on your own head. Let's mind your head. Let's get it out. Let's get talking. Where are we going? And he'll do it. Right, meet me at this park. Let's go. You want a coffee? Let's go.
See, just before we dig into this,
Go for it.
just for the sake of everybody watching, mind your head. Is a brilliant idea because mental health, mind your head. But obviously, what people can't see in camera is that you are 7'1".
Duff about that.
An absolute monster of a guy. So the mind your head is something that's probably been thrown at you as a joke. What's the weather like up there? Mind your head. So
You're playing basketball. Can't change light
Probably
bulb.
heard every tall joke.
yeah,
that
your
possibly exists.
naming thing is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It's a great thing to do. So I'm just going to pause for 2 seconds. So that was us just talking about why Lewis called mind your head. Mind your head. It's not just the mind your mental health head. It's mind your head because he bangs it off the top of doors and things like that as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's probably worth mentioning now, since we haven't actually specifically said it yet in the podcast, but you are a trained and qualified counsellor. This is
am.
not something that you do as a hobby.
No.
so,
No.
so everyone's aware of that.
No. I actually went to...
I was going to dig into that, but
Yeah,
it's good to know.
It's actually my therapist who put me onto it. She knows a teacher who I'm now very good friends with in a place called Cosca, called The Spark in Glasgow City Centre,
Yep.
off Wellington Street. And I went there 6 months, no, a year ago now, and meeting this big group of people, 12 of us, so sitting around and exposing ourselves that we all went through this, we all went through that, we all opened up, and now we're all counsellors. And it's been absolutely unbelievable. And loved it ever since. Every single Friday from 9:30 to 4:30. Loved it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely loved it. Being able to talk to each other and talking to people who want to have the same career, the same as me. I was like, why not? Meeting these amazing people. It's all been open.
And you went to that obviously because your life had changed at that point, and you obviously got to a stage where you're thinking, well, I don't want other people dealing with this. So you get yourself trained. You get to put yourself in a position where you can actually be qualified to help other folk.
Yeah, I've seen
I mean, obviously it's good talking. We don't pretend to be anything other than just people that want to chat. My channel, Gordon and I have often said it when we were doing our little chats, that look, we're not counsellors, we're not trying to tell you how to grieve, we're just sharing our story in the hope that it'll better you, but you're a proper qualified counsellor.
Yeah.
You know your shit.
Yeah, I want to get more qualified and get higher and higher and be able to help more people.
Yeah.
I've seen the statistics that over 1,000 men kill themselves a week.
Oof.
That scares me. That brought me to my core, and I was like, what? There's 100,000 odd men kill themselves a year. I'm like, stop.
They're
Just
horrific statistics.
burden.
They're horrific.
Oh.
The numbers.
It's scary. I seen a statistic this morning. 349,000 men kill themselves this year alone. It rocked me to my core, and I was like, no more. No more. I can't do this anymore. I'm not seeing one more guy fall. I can't do this. No more. I've lost 27 guys. 27 of my friends, my own friends, committing suicide.
That's frightening.
Just giving up the fight. Never. I was like, no more.
Do you think, obviously we're just guessing our way here, but do you think that perhaps this whole concept of men not talking and be manning up, do you think there's a connection there to the amount of men that commit suicide?
I think so. It's still there. I think it's still there.
There's too many people out there just bottling it inside and they can't cope.
Hugely. Sometimes I walk down the street. My girlfriend's also a mental health nurse.
Right, okay.
And she works in Perth in a big ward, and everything she does, and she's absolutely amazing. Everything she does is unbelievable, and stories she tells me, and I'm like, wow, absolute wow, you're an absolute goddess. And I tell her every day she's a goddess. So she's unbelievable. And
That's amazing.
Just being able to even unload on her when we're sitting in the house and making dinner or going a walk or something, having dinner somewhere, walking down the street, I can just take a hold of her and like, wow, you're an absolute goddess. I just talked to her, and she's like, yep.
Fabulous.
Even she's my own therapist, and like, oh my God.
Having that person at home though that you can talk to openly without having to hold anything back, I think is really important. Obviously, I've got that with Charlotte. We don't hide anything from each other.
Same as guys. Like, guys shouldn't be able to keep it in, get it out. I can see walk down guys, I can see it in their faces.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that guy and going, are you okay? Sometimes I do want to do that. My girlfriend's like, no, don't do that. But sometimes I'm like, mate, are you okay? I can't, it's a big boundary of mine. I'm not going to touch you. that's a big boundary in counselling, therapy.
Yeah.
Don't touch.
Yeah.
Huge thing, but sometimes I just grab someone like, are you okay? I just want to give somebody a hug.
Is that like a kind of intuition thing? You can sort of tell when someone's not right, you know, by their demeanour and everything. And it must be difficult for you because of obviously your experience in life, what you now do
Yeah.
to let that walk by you, you know.
Yeah.
And you can think, oh God, that person's really struggling, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can help. It must be difficult to keep that in.
Well, we didn't know, did we? Well, Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
How funny was he? He was a legend.
Tragic, absolutely tragic.
Keith Ledger, amazing person. Chester from what band was it called?
Chester,
Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin
Yes.
Park, yeah.
3 amazing guys, 3 legends. We didn't know.
One of my, I supervise quite a large number of staff at work, and one of the guys whom I was his boss basically, it was a fellow biker.
Mm-hmm.
He was a member of the IEM Road Smart, and it used to be called Institute of Advanced Motorists, and everything, but he was an observer, a kind of chief guy organiser, and I knew him through that. And then obviously I started in my employer, and he was one of my staff. He committed suicide. Completely took us all, like, I was shocked. I just didn't know where to put myself. What? I was talking to him in texts about the fortnight before it, about going to, because I was going through training, but then it was during COVID. Things had happened, and that wasn't why. Obviously, I'm not going to get into too much detail because it's personal to his family, but there was something happened with his health, and it was going to affect his ability to continue riding his bike, and that was his passion. That was his passion in life, and losing that just was too much for him.
No.
Which
It's
is
scary.
heartbreaking because he left a wife and a family, and I don't know. You just don't know. Maybe he was just one of these guys that just didn't talk. He kept it in, and he just. Poof,
I was the exact same.
Extinguished.
I was the exact same. I always put a mask on when I went out. I was like, I'm okay, I'm fine. I always said, I'm fine, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But inside, I was going, I'm just gonna go home. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I could literally stay up, walk to the bridge, and never see a car come. I was like, that car looks nice. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Fly a bus. That bus looks good. I'm gonna go. Is there a bridge? I'm gonna go. There's a bridge that's close to here. I was wanting to go, and somebody pulled me back in the underground in Glasgow Central. I was about to go, and someone pulled me back.
Wow.
I walked and got what's it called, Great Road.
Yeah.
Bus was coming, about to go, and someone just grabbed me, pulled me. I was like, nah. That's, and I was like,
These guardian angels just put in place just to stop you doing that ultimate sacrifice.
majorly.
Your walking groups. Have you found that actually going out walking with someone is that something that you do because you think it's more beneficial to be out in the air, or do you have or is it? I mean, is there a particular reason why you do sort of walking talks at the moment, or is it? Do you plan to do sort of sit down, or give people the option for a sit down?
I always want to be out, fresh air. I always want to be sitting in an office. I know it may sound rude to other therapists, and again,
No, not at all. I'm sure nobody would take any.
No,
any.
but sitting in an office, everyone's just sitting down. They're putting their head down, like, nah.
Yeah.
If we're outside, my mum always said to me when I was feeling bad, look at the top of the trees.
Aye, keep your head up.
Your head's up.
Yeah.
Mind your head, put your head up, put your shoulders back, your head's up. As guys are always down like that. Me as a big guy, I'm always going, putting my head down. It's like, yep, cool. But when we're out, our chins are up, our shoulders back, we're looking forward. And we're sitting in an office, everyone's going, I'm feeling like rubbish. Yep,
Yeah.
cool. But we're out, me and the guys are out, we're heads up, we're talking, we're open. We're not sitting in a wee cold office. Some days, yeah, it's cold, it's freezing cold outside, but we're out, we're breathing fresh air, we're looking outwards, we're aiming for our goals. I always say to them, in this street, if there was a street of life, where's your next goal be? Where's that one goal you're chasing? My goal is my counselling. My goal is my next goal is my next diploma I'm going to do, or my next hires I'm going to do. It's something I'm chasing to go. That's the same as them. Is like, what's your next goal? What are you going to chase? This wee thing, tiny wee thing. Yeah. It's gonna, like one of the boys, that his goal is to go to the gym. He's so scared, but he's chasing to go to the gym. Yeah. He wants to go to the gym. He wants to get better. And I was like, mate, I'm so bloody fucking proud of you. Yeah. You can do it. You can do it. There's never a no. Yes, you can do it. Yeah. There's never ever no. You can chase anything you can. Said Matthew McConaughey, who again, I read him, hit tons of his books. He's also saved me. He's an amazing guy. Be able to beat everything.
There's a lot of people out there that can bring inspiration into
Oh,
life.
hugely.
You read a book or watch a podcast or a documentary about folk, and it's quite amazing.
It is amazing. But yeah, I'd rather be out. I'd rather just be out in fresh air and be able to breathe in fresh air than sit in a wee cold room.
I can understand that. I do. I really do. Charlotte and I both love the outdoors. We love going out and walking. And when we were on holiday last week, that's what we were away doing, knackering ourselves. I mean, we were, but it was good. It was worth it.
Exactly. I'd rather be on your bike, breathing the fresh air, and looking out to the sea and hearing all the birds. You can't hear the birds on the bike, but still, like.
Well, my motorbike was my initial therapy. That's why I started the channel, called it Riding Through Grief, because it was the only thing I did that kept me sort of sane. When I wasn't in the bike, I was just a mess. Obviously now I've got other ways to channel things through life.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave up everything. I was doing wedding photography, videography. I was a commercial drone operator. I've still got all the license for it and everything. Obviously music and just everything went. When Sarah was ill, everything sort of fell to the wayside because I wanted to look after her, and then when she died, it was like lost, which obviously contributes to the mental health problems.
Exactly.
And start making shit up in my head that's not there.
Never there.
And the goal thing was something I had lost, and that was what Charlotte brought back into my life. She reminded me of lots of things, and she's clever. Charlotte's an academic. I mean, not a counsellor, but she's intelligent, and spoke to me in a sensible and understandable way that helped me realise, oh, wait a minute, But that was my big problem. I had no goals.
No.
They were gone. I'd like, what have I got to live for? Nothing. What have I got to look forward to?
You always have to live something.
Just problems. All I could see facing forward or going forward was problems. It was financial problems. It was loneliness. It was, I don't know how I'm going to, just everything.
I remember there were times when you talked about wanting to give up the channel and to quit YouTube completely.
Yeah, I have done that, yes.
And we talked about that quite a lot. That
I'm only
it
still
would be
here because
something-
of Charlotte. Physically and in this channel. I am only here because of Charlotte. Nothing else. She's to blame.
But with you never know what's around the corner.
Never.
And
Never do.
We talked about this just the other day. It wasn't that long ago, actually. That, if now you could go back to you from a year ago and just be able to tell yourself that
Oh, I would.
it was worth hanging on.
Oh, majorly.
It was worth hanging on, and that there's stuff coming. You just need to hold on a little longer.
There's my really specifically in what you were saying about the fact that a lot of men just keep it bottled up. They put on a mask. I did that at home. I had my in-laws living with me for 3 years nearly, and they stayed there for about 6-7 months after Sarah died. Was it? Well, I don't know. But I had nearly everything from them emotionally. And sometimes it makes me angry because I wish I could have said, you have no idea the absolute depths of despair that I was in.
But then
And how much Charlotte kept me on this planet, because if Charlotte hadn't come out, I wouldn't honestly be here. And, they were oblivious to all this, and it's frustrating because I feel as if I should have been more open, I should have talked more, and I would have, if I could go back and speak to myself a year ago, I would say, talk to these folk. They're your family, talk to them.
just touch on me conversation.
Yeah,
So
and I
it's-
didn't.
It's one conversation, that's it.
I was worried because they had lost a daughter,
Exactly.
and I didn't want to get in there and make it worse.
Yep.
So I just kept my face on and hid in the bedroom, which is shite. But it's what I did. It's how I dealt with it, and to my detriment. Unfortunately, it's the way it is.
Yeah, that's the way it
I
is.
think there's an awful lot of people that perhaps feel incapable of providing any kind of support for friends and family as well, especially if they're suffering with their own things.
Yeah, that's. I get that. Yeah, I totally get that as well.
But it does lead to an awful lot of people going around carrying their own stuff when it would probably be more helpful for everyone involved just to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Lewis's idea. I love the walking, the going out there, and I notice in your group that you put your time slots and everything in, and it's brilliant. It's good. So, how for anybody that's watching this, how do we find you? How do we find Mind Your Heed? What's the best way to get to you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, mostly. I'm just on both, but my number's on there. Everything's on there. Just message me.
Somebody wanted to talk to you, they can find Mind Your Heed on Facebook. They can join the Facebook. They can send you a message. They could contact you by phone or.
Phone, anything. Just message me, and it comes straight to me.
So how would that person start a conversation with you? Could they just send a message and say, "I'm struggling. I don't know what to do."
Anything, absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Just
Reach out.
Just hi, just anything. Generally, just send me anything, anything you're feeling, even just absolute gobbledy shite. I don't care. At least you're putting that first foot forward. You're never stepping backwards. You're always stepping forwards. You're never going forwards in life. You're never going back in life. You're always going forward in life. Just send me a one wee message going, "Hi, I need help." That's it. Or, "Hi, it's so and so. I found your group. Can we talk?" Just give me anything. Just give me one wee hand out, and I'll 100%. My hand will be there to grab your hand, and I will pull you as much as I can, help you as much and deeply as much as I can, and I will be there with anything I can.
Fantastic.
Anything, any way I can, any shape or form, any time.
Because not everybody knows how to talk, do they?
No.
And sometimes it's good just to be in company.
No.
Or just
never.
listen.
Yeah.
Or maybe just listen to you talk to them. It's, you know,
It's all different.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'd
Some
rather,
folk will just sit there quiet and just take things in, but it still helps them.
it still always helps. I'd rather them come talk to me and be open, just trust me. I'm going to help you as much as I can.
That is such a true thing, and it's something that we've experienced in the channel because I read a comment in one of our videos, and it basically said, "You may have just stopped me from doing something stupid." No, I've just found this channel. You may have just stopped me from doing something stupid, and I found that quite difficult to deal with. I thought, oh, that's really serious. But if someone watching me making an arse of myself stops them from doing something because they want to see what's next in the Making an Arse of Myself series of programmes, then that's got to be a good thing, isn't it?
Always. That was usually me when I was boozing, taking drugs and everything else. I was being the jokey type. But inside I was going, I'm just going to tear myself apart. I don't care. If I turn over or land on my head, cool, I'm done. I don't care. I don't. But now I'm just like, I'd rather hear someone's laugh. I'd hear someone's story.
Yeah.
There's a quote that I'd rather carry the weight of your tears in your coffin. I told everybody that I'd rather hold the weight of your tears. I'd rather hold you than carry your coffin. I'm tired of carrying. I'm tired of going to funerals. Been 27 funerals. I'm done. Can't talking to people.
One of Sarah's favourite artists was a singer, songwriter called Gavin DeGraw, an American guy. He's brilliant, and he's got one of his songs is a song called "You Got Me."
Yes.
Do you know it?
I know it very well.
If you can't stand, I'll stand up for you.
Exactly.
Absolutely amazing. I'd never heard of him until I met Sarah. But yeah, we did a video. Charlotte started to appear in the videos around about New Year, I think, and she laughs all the time.
Laughs at you.
Generally, she's just accelerating the motorbike and she laughs. I find it hysterics, you know. It's just a little break, or we go over bumps, and we just have a good laugh, don't we? And one of the videos went out with Gordon. You were in hysterics for a while. We had a really good night. And then she came back later on. She says, "Am I annoying people?"
No.
And I says, "God, no." I says, "Any idea how good it is to hear laughter, genuine, hearty laughter?" You know, this channel started off with me standing down at Erskine Beach, talking to folks, saying, "I've just lost my wife and I'm fucked, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to talk to people. Pardon the French." It's an over 18 channel. And to go from that, I mean, Charlotte will wonder sometimes why I'm looking back at videos. I look back to see how far I've come.
Exactly.
I'll sometimes sit at YouTube and I'll look at some of my videos from a year ago, and I was watching them the other night. Charlotte said, "Do you find that helpful?" Yeah, because I look back at that and I think, look at myself now. And when you see videos now when we're hammering down in the entire peninsula with Big Gordon and we're taking the piss out of each other and we're going over bumps and she's laughing her head off and she's got her flipping bright green pigtails coming for her helmet. Yeah, she's got pigtails in her helmet.
I'm
they're
going to
best.
find these.
They just sort of stream behind me like this. It's great.
I'm going to find these.
They're absolutely brilliant.
Oh.
And one of our friends, Charlotte doesn't know, but I'm part of a group called the Scottish Motovlogging Community. It's just a bunch of guys that ride bikes and vlog about it. There's a few members for down south, a few great people. But one of the guys I was supposed to meet a while back, but a lot of things got in the way and it didn't happen. And he calls his channel Chuchter on a Bike. As you can imagine, he's a Highlander, you know. And he's retired and he makes these wonderful key rings, doesn't he? Handmade, in fact.
You got one?
The keys are lying over there.
I don't have my keys with me.
Hold on, I'll show it to the camera. You can tell him.
What do you want me to do? Oh, about the key
ring.
ring? Yeah, so he's obviously seen our videos and knows quite a bit about our story. So he wanted to send these key rings to us just as a way to show his support for us and kind of cheer us on a little bit.
That's fucking awesome.
I was incredibly touched by this. I find, I don't know, I just felt very overwhelmed that someone who doesn't even know me, who has never met me in real life, and they wanted to just do something nice for me just because.
She shed a little tear
nice.
because it was an emotional thing and
Yeah.
it was a nice thing. And actually, my keyring, I'll tell you what it says. It says, now we've had a lot of grief, you know, not losing somebody grief, obviously. I mean, grief.
There's been quite a few people that were rather unsupportive
And
of our relationship.
It happens.
obviously put stuff on the channel, which is what it's all about. But he made a keyring and it says, "Don't let the bastards grind you down." There it is there. It's brilliant, really high quality.
That's awesome. Wow.
So I'll maybe have a wee chat with him and we'll get maybe a Mind Yer Heid or something, a wee logo. But the one he sent for Charlotte has, did you tell
It's
him?
my helmet and it's got the pigtails on it.
So
and
it says
everything.
Charlotte on it and it's got a picture of the helmet, it's got the pigtails and it's absolutely amazing. And I said thanks in the last video I did on the bike, and I just thanks again if you happen to watch this. It's absolutely brilliant, a wonderful gesture. But that isn't a typical example of what I'm talking about. The happiness that we try and bring out in these videos on the bike and having fun. I remember saying at the very, very start when I started the channel, I don't want the channel to be all depressing and crap. I remember saying that. I can't remember how I worded it, but it's not all going to be depressing and sad and everything. But obviously, at the very start, it was all about grief, and I was still struggling. I mean, it's not like I'm over saying it, or you never go over something. This is something we talked about in bereavement counselling, that I'll carry that for the rest of my life. And the way the bereavement people put it, and the counsellor put it, and the therapist, was that grief doesn't get smaller with time.
Doesn't.
Nothing. It was 3 minutes.
All right, grief doesn't get smaller with time. Is that how fast time's going? It doesn't get smaller with time. It stays the same. It's just that you grow around it. And I think that's probably, I don't know if you could say the same about mental health, about the difficulties you've had. It doesn't go away.
It never goes away. It makes you a better person.
You just learn to
Changes you.
work around it.
Majorly works. If you find a way, find the answer, chase it.
Aye.
It makes you a better person.
So we're talking about the changes we've had over, and as I said, Charlotte was worried about being too happy, and I says no, never concern yourself with that. And having, I think, things like this, talking to people like yourself, is a brilliant thing, because we'll put up bike videos and then we'll come on and have a podcast. And what I'm aiming to do is have a podcast twice a month. That was my plan originally. With good people like yourself, you know, people that can show that, you know, life's worth living.
Majorly.
And if you're struggling with life, there is help out there.
There is
You
help.
just need to know where to look, and hopefully with these wee chats we can point people in the right direction.
Absolutely.
That's the idea.
Life's always here. It's like chase everything, open every door you can. Never give up. Keep going.
What's the future of Mind Yer Heid? Where are we going with it? Well, tell us, what's your big plans?
I don't know. I take every day as it comes. Every day as it comes. I'm never going backwards. I'm always going forwards. And one thing I love to do is actually look the same as you. Is look at my journal. I look at old videos. I look at my journals. I journal every night.
Where you've come from?
Where I've come from the start. When I started journaling, when I started therapy, my journalist first said to me, "There's a journal. Start writing in it." And I started journaling every day, how I'm feeling,
Great idea.
what I've done, what my next goal is, what my next goal for next month is, and I'll just tick them off, and I'll just keep writing. I'll say, "Hi Lewis, how you doing? Today's been this, today's been that. I've done this, I've done that." I just look back and I'm like, wow, I've been so bad, but now look at me, I'm unbelievable. I've done this, I've done that. I talk to myself about absolutely everything. Things I wouldn't say to another person. It's just
It's a chance to
down.
reflect on what has,
So much.
what has passed.
Yeah, reflection's so
I
good.
actually started a journal on my phone. I've not shown you that, have I? Never. It was a thing that flashed up my phone and stuff. I started filling it out, and I felt it quite therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sarah was still alive at the time, but she was, she was struggling, and I was struggling, but I didn't want to share it with her because she'd enough to deal with, and I thought, oh, I've got to be the strong one here. I've got to be support her and all that, and I felt that just typing shit, usually involved a lot of expletives and things like that. But I felt that just getting it somewhere helped just enough to keep me.
I just keep just one wee message, one wee thing, tiniest wee thing. Yeah. Even if you feel horrible, I feel horrible today. What can we do to change that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I always say to myself, make tomorrow a better day than today.
Yeah.
Make tomorrow a better day than today. What have you done today? Forget about it. Make tomorrow a better day.
Because I'm listening to you two talking about the whole being able to look back and reflect on where you've come from compared to where you are now. And I've found that I have a really, really hard time with looking back at stuff.
Yes, we've had a few talks about that recently.
So I've had issues with mental health. I had quite serious time when I was in a mental health unit for a few months, and I have always found that the best way that I have been able to handle it is to sort of just draw a line under it and let it go, kind of thing. It's like, this has happened. These things have happened in my life. They're in the past now. I can't change them. I'm just going to let them go.
Never let anything go. Never ever let anything go. It makes you the better person. Look back. Look how far you've come from your mental health unit. Look who you are now, doing all this with him. Like, look how amazing you've come from so very low to such a high. Like, claim that, hold that, run with it. Show it, put it in a big band and going, I'm here.
If I want a better way to put it, be proud of it.
Exactly.
See, I find that I'm really uncomfortable with being reminded of how bad it was.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and that I tend towards not wanting to think about that, because then that mentally puts me back there and re-experiencing things that I would just rather not re-experience.
Mm-hmm. We all go there. We all been there. But it's such a big thing that as you said, make it you. Make it you. Never. I say, I've looked at my beasts, I've looked at my demons and going, no more.
Yeah.
No fucking more. Yeah. You're never taking me back. I'm going this way. You're never holding me back. Same as you. Show your fucking demons. No fucking more. Me. This is me. Stop it. Me.
I do find looking back quite therapeutic.
Some people's different. No.
I get that. I totally get it.
Totally get it. It's totally understandable. Only if you want to. That's your own journey. If you want to do it, do it. But only just a wee bit though. Don't look at 3, 4, 5 different journals like, whoa, that would scare me. Man, nope, one wee pair at a time. So I thought that's what life is as well.
We got through, if you don't mind me mentioning it, Charlotte kind of shared everything, all the bad things that happened. And I'm glad she did. I mean, for obviously someone that we were spending our life together. So for me, it was quite humbling for her to tell me. I felt quite empowered by it, that she trusted me enough to know these deep, dark things from the past. But, these earphones are doing my head in. Don't buy AKG headphones. It was quite upsetting, but quite humbling at the same time. But yeah, I can understand the reasoning. I can understand the reasoning that she thinks if I look back at that, it's just going to remind me of the hellhole that was. I'm the opposite. I look back at that and go, I beat you.
Majorly.
Look where I am now. Get up, you.
Exactly.
See, I find comfort in the fact that it was so
Scottish
long
thing.
ago.
Get up, you.
Get up, you dig.
Like, it's so far back for me
That's
now
right,
because
yeah.
a lot of the things that happened to me were when I was much, much younger,
Yeah, I
and I've
know,
had
I
a
know.
very long period of being very stable and stuff
Yes,
like
you
that.
have,
So
yeah.
for me, it's more like it's so far away that I'm happy just to close that door
That's
and let
fair
it
enough.
be.
Yeah, if that's how you can cope with it, then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably what works for me.
But everyone's different, though. Absolutely everyone's different. So you can open the door, tell it, get it fucking up you, close the door, lock it away, throw away the key, open the key again, fuck you, get up you.
Excuse me.
I'm away. Keep going, keep trying. Come so fucking far.
Yeah. Actually, when you said you had these kind of statements, these kind of words of wisdom, if you like, that from family and stuff that you've always remembered, and when you were mentioning about me with the laughter and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I actually remember something from when I was about 20 or something, and I remember thinking I'm going to keep that phrase, and it only just came back to me now when we were sitting talking. Success is going from one failure to the next without losing your enthusiasm, and I think that's something that
You told me that once.
I've heard,
Yeah.
I heard that. I heard
Have
that.
I told you that one?
Yes.
I wasn't sure because I'd forgotten about
I was
it.
whinging and moaning about the fact that I had
No hair?
part for that, yeah. It was related to the music and everything, and I kept saying I failed at this and failed at that and blah blah blah, and it's all
That's right.
let it go. And she
yeah,
said that, well,
yeah.
you know, that's not how you judge success and everything like that. That's the ability to transition from that to that, but keep the enthusiasm going all through.
I feel like a stepping stone.
Well, I've always said people talk about doing things and they're afraid to do things, and I mean, obviously, having experienced a massive traumatic event in my life, everybody's different in whatever their trauma is in their life, but the thing that happened to me made me reassess my entire outlook in life. But you know, I've said to a few folk, I don't know, I don't want to do that. It's, too many people play life safely, and I kind of get that. I'm more of I would rather try it and fail than just let it go and not try.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get and who told me this? Wasn't you, was it? A mental health.
Mental health.
Not even a mental health nurse, a hospice nurse was talking, and one of the most fundamental things that she could speak about was the fact that most people that she spoke to on their deathbed never ever lay there and regretted not doing something. They always regretted. Sorry,
Other way
never
around.
ever regretted doing something. They regretted not doing something.
Exactly.
And she
Well,
said that.
Yeah.
That's
when we're out of time,
uh-huh.
we're not likely to sit down and say, "Oh, I wish I didn't do that."
Mm.
We're more likely to say, "I wish I had done this, that, and the next thing that I didn't do." And that was what the hospice nurse had taken away from conversations with people at the end of their lives, that they were constantly saying, "I wish I'd done this and I wish I'd done that," rather than regretting things they'd already done. They were regretting the things that they didn't take the chance to do.
Absolutely.
I hear people all the time saying, I'm going to do that, but I'll do it in a couple of years. You know, I'm too young, or I don't want to do it yet, or blah, 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 this, or I've not got the money now, or these. Sarah said to me, quite a profound thing. She says, you know, I don't want to die. I've got too many things I still want to do.
Exactly.
And things that she didn't get to do because she was 36 when she died. And that really sticks. It really, really, really sticks. And I think to myself, all these folk that say, you know, procrastination seems to be the goal with people, not just a bad habit. It just I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it tomorrow.
What you cannot do tomorrow, do it today.
I've been bad for it myself. Terrible. I mean, Charlotte is my kick up my arse for a lot of things. And you know, I was going to give up on the channel, and I felt deflated. And then when things happened, and my own internal conflicts with family and stuff, not with Sarah's family and all that, there's been issues, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel as if I'm pissing into the wind, and then someone makes an abusive comment, and I just feel deflated and defeated. And that's a terrible way to be.
Majorly.
But I'm still here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't claim to have done this myself, because I've not. I needed help, and Charlotte was it. Who helps you?
You?
You do.
Yeah. I was going to say that because you helped me. So that's a Superman quote. I'm holding you up. If you're holding me, who's holding you?
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's something I hear all the time is folk talking about. Oh, I'm going to do this, but I'll do it. You know, when I'm older, I'll do it. Well, what if that doesn't come?
I think that a lot of people, thankfully, have not had such a direct experience with grief that you have.
No.
And so there's a tendency to live life thinking you're going to live forever. You know, that your death is something very far away in the future. It's something very, very abstract. But obviously your experiences have brought death right up into your face. And that changes how you look at life afterwards.
Yeah.
We had, we've put it up on the channel, haven't we?
Yeah, I was just about to mention it actually, but go for it.
That I found a lump in my breast a few weeks ago. And obviously that was a bit of a panic for us and especially for Craig, having already dealt with losing his wife to cancer, and then to potentially be landing in a situation where there's cancer to deal with again.
No.
It was an incredibly difficult thing to cope with, and thankfully it all turned out normal. Went to the hospital, they did all their checks, everything's fine. So if there's anyone watching that have boobs, check your boobs.
Please. And men, check your balls.
Yes. Check all the bits.
Our stress balls.
Check all the bits. But it changes how you deal with things. Knowing, having experienced loss like that, it puts a different light on absolutely everything.
Exactly.
So we dealt with that in a different way than someone who hasn't experienced what you would have.
Initially, I was a bit, can't deal with this. I want to run a mile, I want to jump off a cliff, I can't deal with this. But I got my head together and told myself and looked in the mirror and gave myself a bollocking. Yeah.
Aye.
And probably didn't deal with it as well as I should have when I first found out, but I got myself together and we dealt with it together.
It's made you stronger and better now.
Yeah.
Made you stronger and better now.
I sat beside Charlotte and said, God forbid it was that, we would face it together and I'll be here for everything, which I would have been. But not initially. I was like, oh, fuck me, I can't deal with this, not again.
No.
This isn't fair, life's not fair. God, if there's a God up there, I was calling them all the bastards under the sun. It wasn't a good time. But
And I think I was more worried about
she was more worried about
and
me.
how you were going to cope with any potential bad news. I was, because for his situation and everything, it's like, well, how is he going to manage? How can I expect that from him when he's already given everything to Sarah? How could I possibly expect that?
Again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of lessons to be learned, I suppose, when you have been through what you've been through in life and you've come out the other end, and you're helping other people face demons and these problems that Charlotte has been in a really dark place, that I've been through, the crap that I've been through, and we're all sitting here chatting about it. And that is proof, if there's ever proof needed, to show that, there is always a way forward.
Always the way. There's never.
And you can look behind you, but you're moving forward.
Always going forward. Never look back. Don't look backwards. Never going that way. You're going forwards. Chasing your goals, chasing your dreams, open every door you can. Open everything.
Talking about goals, you were talking about getting more qualifications. What would be next for you in that sort of line of things?
So there's a course I want to do for a diploma, which is 2.5 years.
Okay.
Which I'll be able to help more different people and be able to go into schools. And I could go into schools now, but I don't feel I'm ready there.
Right. Okay.
So when I get my diploma, I'll be able to go into schools and help other people. Same as substitute men. I know they go into schools and Men's Matter. They go into schools and go to prisons and everything else. Talk to guys.
Yep.
But then I think my next diploma will be my next one. Then I'll keep going higher and higher and higher. And
fabulous. So you're just constantly aiming up the way, just to
always aim up the way. I want to help more people and do more I can, and maybe one day, with even your help and your music and stuff, doing an event, doing a Mind Yer Heid event,
that'd be
doing
good.
a big gig and a big party. No booze.
That would be fun.
No booze.
No.
Just everybody just having a laugh. Games but not fair.
Yeah.
I think just having a laugh, everybody, forgetting about all their problems, just focus on being happy and being here with everybody together. But
Having a group thing like that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, Charlotte, we went on holiday and there was a whole pile of my family there with us. You know, there was a bunch. We were all there together, and what a laugh we had. Just being amongst people is great.
and being amongst families better.
Oh aye. Well, you were stuck with all my family, but you're fine. They all love her. They think she's brilliant. But that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Maybe one day. I don't know. I'm still got a wee plans here or there. Hopefully,
Maybe we'll just get a wee office in here.
why not? I'd rather be out there, less walking, more talking.
Yeah, but it's good to have a base, I suppose, isn't it? But
Absolutely. My base is where anybody
whatever.
feels safe.
Yeah.
Where you feel safe, I will come to you.
Where are you located, Lewis?
I don't really show. I don't have a set location. It's more wherever you are.
Right. Okay.
Wherever you are, I will come to you.
Right,
Or if you want to go meet at city centre, or if you want to meet in
It
Paisley,
doesn't matter if it's Glasgow or it's Paisley or whatever. You'll accommodate.
I don't
whatever
care.
way
I
you
don't
can.
care where you are. I can be in Timbuktu,
Aye.
Edinburgh, Liverpool. I don't care where you are. I will come to you. Not Liverpool, but maybe. But
Aye.
if you're in a good area, I'll
Yeah.
not good area, but if you're close,
Within reason to
Yeah.
get to. Yeah.
Your travelling distance from
Yeah.
Glasgow, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, wherever you are, I will come to you. I mean, I'll meet guys in city centre and going Glasgow Green, or come to Paisley and just walk around Paisley,
Brilliant.
or Edinburgh, walking up and down the Royal Mile, beautiful Scotland. Why not? I go to Princess
Absolutely.
Gardens,
Yeah.
sit in Princess Gardens, look at the big Wellington, and just sit and chat. I don't care if anybody's about. Don't care.
I've been keeping track of No Substitute, their group. They've been doing great things. They've been going group camps and stuff like that, which is, again, it's getting people out there. It's getting folk out into the countryside,
Exactly.
and they're having a riot. You know, some of these
Hugely.
times, which is funny. It's
My-
brilliant.
A big group I've been talking to as well, called Men's Matter over in
Mhm.
Dumbarton.
Yep.
And they do an amazing things. There's a guy, Fraser Devine, who's
Right.
a good friend of mine now,
Uh-huh.
and Paul, we were in the exact same course together, me and Paul,
Brilliant.
and he introduced me to Fraser. And I've been there a few times, and it's just unbelievable what they do. Same as no Substitute,
Yeah, same sort of idea.
but it's unbelievable. It's so good to see guys, instead of showering away, open up.
Aye.
But it's so good.
Fabulous.
Being open and being able to talk, and I'm going, nah, let's get talking, let's get open, let's get out. So much better.
Yeah, and it's making a big difference to so many people, which is brilliant. I
Hugely.
mean, suicide prevention is. Forgive me for doing this all the time, but my headphones are.
Fucked.
I forget where we were now. Oh, we were talking about Lewis. You know, going to meet people wherever they
We
can
talked
meet.
about
Obviously,
men's
within
matters
reason.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is an amazing thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to grow as much as I can. And I've got my Facebook page. It's got so many people, and I'm trying to grow my Instagram. I'm just trying to get as many people as I can and talk to as many people as I can. I don't care where you are, what you've got a problem with. I want to help you. I will be there.
Lewis's information will be in the description below. Have a look, and we'll put a link to the Facebook, the Instagram, and any other information you want to give me. I can pop it in there in the description as well.
Absolutely.
It'd be good for people to see what's what, and maybe jump into your Facebook page and see what's.
Absolutely.
But,
Happy with
I
everything.
think doing this kind of thing, it's great because it gives you a chance to. I mean, it's great having these social media groups and all that, but getting a chance to sit and just have a blather and tell people, you know, about you. They learn more about you before they come and, you know, have a chat, which is brilliant.
My face is on my pages, but it's nice to actually being here and talking to you guys and being able to show my own story. My story is on my Facebook, but I'd rather be here talking to you guys and be able to express exactly what my story is.
But this channel, so RTG, A Life Journey, started off, as I said, as Riding Through Grief. It was about me finding a sort of a way of sharing, you know, and getting people talking. The focus has obviously changed a bit because, like everything else, you know, you evolve. My whole world has changed. You know, it's basically done a 180 from a year ago. A lot of that's thanks to Charlotte coming into my life, helping me, saving me in more ways than you can imagine. But while we're going out and recording adventures on the motorbike and doing all that kind of thing, and we're hoping to do other stuff. We're looking at maybe getting a wee caravan and going away touring and recording all that stuff. So the reason I changed the channel to RTG, A Life Journey, is because that's exactly what it is. It's my life journey, selfishly just going, poof, this is me. I lost my wife. I was in deep shit. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to commit suicide. but I'm not now. Now I'm going out on the bike with Charlotte. She's laughing my head off. She's got stupid pigtails in her helmet, and now we're diving about and flying drones around castles. Oof, it is a life journey.
It is a life journey.
And that's what we want to do. But I don't want to forget where that journey came from.
No.
And that's not necessarily looking back. It's just keeping a focus on looking after people. So having someone like yourself on, you know, again in the future, if you want to come back on, and keeping tabs of progress, reminding people that we're still here to help, that if they still want to send me a message, you know, we still get that. We'll get messages for people now and then, that we're here to talk, we're here to listen. I've not suddenly forgotten that I was once married to Sarah and that she passed away, that's still very relevant in my life, that Charlotte supports me, you know, in all this. And it's important to remind people that watch this channel that the focus is still very much in, you know, supporting positive mental health.
Majorly.
That's what we're doing.
Always. Never be
what
scared.
we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And obviously, bikes is my passion, so we do a lot of content on bikes, but I'm also a photographer and I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, and I want to share it.
Got to be done.
Yeah, I want to share it, and that's part of my life journey. So, would you like to? Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sort of wind up?
Nothing. No, just thanks for having me on.
Is there one little piece nugget of advice you could give to anyone that's struggling at this moment in time? If there is something that you'd like to say.
Don't know. Mind your head. You never know what's going on in someone's life. Just be nice. Just mind your head. Just be nice.
I love it.
Life's too short.
Perfect. Well, there we go, folks. That was Lewis McManus talking about Mind Your Heid, his channel, which is focused on helping other people with mental health issues, and giving them an opportunity to walk and talk, which is amazing. And you know, we've all got our struggles in life, and as you heard there, that wee piece of advice, it was brilliant. You just don't know what people are going through, do you?
You never know.
So
never know.
Be wary of that, and
just be nice. Life's too short. There's always so much mess in this world. Just be nice.
Thanks very much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, guys.
She left me behind. Now I'm on a journey to find where I belong. Take care of yourself. Be kind to someone else. Leave the blues behind and share what's on your mind. You know